Hey guys, it's Dan, your host, your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead, Daryl, Dixon, and Dead City. We're going to talk about both shows in this video and talk about the episodes, lengths, and amounts that we're going to be getting for both second seasons. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another video today. This one's going to be doing another video for the Walking Dead universe. We're here to do another video for Dead City and Daryl Dixon for today. We're going to talk about some information that we have for both shows. Now, Daryl Dixon is still 2 episodes away from being done with its first season, so obviously we still have 2 more episodes to go before we start getting ready for season 2. But the cast and crew for Daryl Dixon is way ahead from what I've seen. I mean, we literally got photos many months ago of Carol in season 2 of Daryl Dixon. So we've known about this for a while. Daryl Dixon has been filming season 2 for a while. They started around, like, I think May it was this year, and then I remember the writer and actor strike happened, and then they had to stop. And then recently, I think it's been about a week or two, they've been filming again for Daryl Dixon. So we've had a lot of questions. Are these shows both going to have longer second seasons? Are they just experimenting with 6 episodes? Are they just trying out Dead City and Daryl Dixon for, 6 episodes? And a viewer of mine brought this up in a Q&A video, and I kind of acknowledged it minorly there, but now I want to kind of go into this a little bit more in depth, is that from what I've been seeing, there are some sources that are called Program Interviewer, where apparently they're going over a lot of different shows right now and, like, upcoming seasons and stuff. And there are some episode counts for both seasons, and apparently both of these seasons are the same, which is that Dead City and Daryl Dixon season 2 reportedly are being filmed as of 6 episodes. So they are making, 6 episode second seasons for both. Now, is it still possible that Daryl Dixon, when it eventually gets to season 3, maybe they'll make more episodes then? Same thing if Dead City gets a season 3. Maybe they'll make more episodes then. But I tend to think, now that I'm hearing the episode lengths for, season 2 of Daryl and season 2 of Dead City, that this is the formula they're sticking to. This is what they're trying to do. And I can honestly say I respect this decision for doing 6 episodes in both seasons. And this is why. Because the original Walking Dead, one of the things, I love the original Walking Dead. It's my favorite show of all time. But one of the things about it that I definitely still will criticize all the time about the original series is that some seasons, I think, like The Walking Dead Season 6 or The Walking Dead Season 9, for example, I think those seasons needed to be that length. But other seasons, like Season 11, especially Seasons 8, having an entire season focusing on a war, you don't need seasons that are all that long. You don't. You don't need to have seasons that are that long. For example, we had episodes like Rogue Element in season 11 of the original series. We did not need to have a fake-out Eugene girlfriend storyline. We did not need to do that at all. We did not need to do a lot of what they were doing with the Reapers in that season. There's a lot of things they could have cut out. And even from the get-go, I was like, why are they making this final season 24 episodes? You know what I mean? And I kind of had a bad feeling about it. And though I think most of the episodes turned out good, I do enjoy season 11. I think there are certain episodes that definitely did not need to be as long as they were and as, detailed as they were. There's a lot of things that are really dragged out. And unfortunately, that's something that The Walking Dead has kind of suffered with. Because for some reason in the early seasons of the show, they kind of had this problem too, where season 1 and season 2 of the original series, they made it work. 6 episodes for season 1, I thought they did a great job with it. 13 episodes for season 2, I think for the most part they did good with it. Sure, maybe some of the slow farm stuff could have been, condensed, but for the most part, I think each episode was eventful enough to where it made sense to do 13 episodes. You could argue they could have trimmed it down to like 11 or 12 episodes, but, that's really just nitpicking at this point. Season 3 of the original series, I do know had this problem as well, though, is that episodes like, I Ain't a Judas and like Arrow at the Doorpost, I remember even the writers were saying that they were having trouble filling a 16-episode run. AMC ordered a 16-episode run for season 3 because there was such high demand for the show, but they couldn't really decide with certain episodes what they were going to do. So that's why we had certain bottled off episodes and random plots where Andrea just randomly goes to the prison and then she just goes back and then there's not really much progression in the story, you know what I mean? So yeah, there definitely are times where you can see it in the original Walking Dead in the early seasons, but it wasn't as much, they kept it contained. But the late seasons of the Walking Dead, definitely with their extended seasons and, all that stuff, they definitely started to put in some filler in there. It's just that simple, You could argue, oh, it's not filler, it's this and that. Well, I still think that certain Walking Dead episodes have filler. I think every TV show at one point or another has filler, so I don't think that's anything against The Walking Dead. I really don't. But I guess what I'm more so trying to say is that I appreciate that these spinoffs are not doing more than they can chew, right? They're not biting off more than they can chew, right? Because with Daryl Dixon and Dead City, one of the things I appreciate about the first season so far, and again, we'll have to see the last two episodes of Daryl Dixon before we can, properly say this, but Daryl Dixon so far to me has not had any filler. Everything that's involved in the Daryl show is not filler. It's not like, oh, we got to stall the story for an episode because we got to do this, Like, no, I can't say they've done that. And same thing with Dead City. Dead City got right to the point. That one I can talk about more so because there has been a full season. But Dead City got right to the point. The Croat, what he was up to, what he was about. They gave us some backstory, but again, it wasn't filler. It was very needed. You know what I mean? There were a lot of, things developed, things that went by, kind of fast, sure, because there are only 6 episodes, but there is not one episode of Dead City that I can sit there and say, okay, that plot, that storyline is filler. It doesn't go anywhere, No, I can't say that. I think Dead City did a great job, and it's because there are only 6 episodes. Imagine taking a season like Dead City and extending that out to 16 episodes. Oh my god, you would feel the filler. You would see it then. Holy crap. And same thing with Daryl Dixon. If you took Daryl Dixon season 1 and turned that into like a 10 episode, 12 episode even, type season already, you would feel the filler, man. There would be episodes where there'd be these terrible side missions that don't have anything to do with anything, So I appreciate that Daryl Dixon and Dead City are at least getting to the point, and it's because they have 6 episodes. So when I'm hearing that these 2 seasons, these, second seasons of both of these shows are, because they've both been renewed, especially Dead City, that was the highest rated AMC Plus series ever, apparently, but anyway, that's besides the point. The reason why those 2 seasons are probably getting 6 episodes again is because they don't want to do filler. And that's one thing I appreciate about these spinoffs is that they're not filling things out to just get to, a 10 episode mark or a 12 episode mark, because that's one thing for Dead City and Daryl Dixon I was kind of afraid of is that the first seasons would be very condensed and we would get to the point, but then they would extend the seasons out and then it'd be ridiculous, And then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, I feel like the reason why they're doing 6 episodes in addition is because we don't have time, And what do I mean by, we don't have time? Well, simply because we got The Ones Who Live that's coming up. We got Dead City Season 2. We got Daryl Dixon Season 2. And then there's an Aaron spinoff that's rumored. And God knows what else. I mean, there's that More Tales series that, they've talked about as well. Fear is ending, although we don't know if Fear is going to get some spinoffs as well. And if Fear does get a spinoff or two, then, that'll add on to the calendar even more. And there's only 52 weeks in a year, So there's only enough time to do a little bit of each show, which is a very bad thing on Walking Dead's, side, I will say, is that there are too many damn spinoffs. There are way too many spinoffs. I know some people may sit around saying like, oh my god, Dan, don't you just want more spinoffs? No, I don't. I really don't. I want a few shows maybe and then, merge it together at some point and then be done, I don't want to see Aaron wandering around for 5 seasons looking for new recruiters and, and just running into random people. Like, I don't want to see a show about that. I'm sorry. I love Aaron, but I don't want to see a show about that. I don't want to see Daryl wandering around in France for 10 seasons. It can only be so interesting for a certain amount of time, So I guess what I'm more so trying to say is that, you don't want to do too many spinoffs to where it's overwhelming. And I think that's what's going on with The Walking Dead, is that they're doing too many spinoffs, right? And that's a convo for something different. I'm not going to delve into that too much. But point is, they're doing 6 episodes because there's too many damn shows, right? And they're trying to condense the story. So on one hand, I can appreciate it because they're trying to condense the story and not give us filler. So that's good. But on the other hand, it's probably because there's too many damn shows coming out next year that they're not going to be able to do more than 6 episodes before the year gets overcrowded, right? And they don't want to air Walking Dead stuff around the holiday season. They usually cut Walking Dead universe content off around November. You know what I mean? Like late to, mid-November, they usually cut Walking Dead stuff off. And then December is usually, nothing for Walking Dead. So you've already, you got what would that be, 40-some weeks, you know what I mean? And doing 6 episodes of Rick, 6 episodes of Maggie Negan, 6 episodes of Daryl, 6 episodes of potentially this More Tales type of series, 6 episodes of maybe a Fear spinoff too, you know what I mean? And who knows how many Fear spinoffs they're going to do. And then Aaron, that's right, there's an Aaron one too. Like, you see what I'm saying here, guys? Like, even if you love the Walking Dead franchise, I feel like everybody can admit that there are a lot of shows. There are way too many shows to happen in the span of 1 year. And that's why a lot of these, they're going to have to do, like, every 2 years, every 3 years, because holy crap, man. Like, seriously, there are a lot of shows going on. And I think that's my one request to Mr. Gimple. Make these merge at some point. What are you doing? Like, make these merge. Like, I don't want to sit here watching Daryl in France for 10 years. Sure, I like it now. I think it's really good. But I don't want to see Daryl in France for 10 years. I don't want to see Maggie and Negan bickering in New York for 5, 10, 6, Like, I don't want to see that, I want to see short spinoffs, a few seasons each, and then we merge this crap together and get this thing done. You know what I mean? I love The Walking Dead, but you can't do this for all these years. You just can't. At least with all these shows and some of these actors, some of these actors that are getting in their 50s now, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to work forever. So I guess that's my way of saying I appreciate the 6 episodes for all the seasons, because I understand with all the spinoffs that they got to do it. You know what I mean? And hopefully that means that there won't be as much filler. So I can understand it for sure. But post your comments down below. Were you expecting more episodes for the second seasons of Daryl and Dead City? And let me know. Do you guys agree with these 6 episodes? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think they should have tackled more and done more? Let me know in the comment section below. So, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos of The Walking Dead, Dead City, and Daryl Dixon. Be sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos of The Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.